Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to build, price, and option a 2021 Chevy Corvette Stingray 1LT base model, as well as learn about the features and other configurations. Before we do, however, I just want to remind you that if you find this build and price review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. When Chevrolet introduced an all-new Corvette last year, it did more than just redesign the car. It fundamentally reformulated the recipe in order to take performance to the next level, placing the V8 engine behind the seats and forward of the rear axle, transforming America's sports car into a legit mid-engine exotic that competes with vehicles twice its price. Hotter variants are planned, starting with a return of the Z06 to the lineup in the near future. In the meantime, rest assured that the base model Stingray will easily satisfy your need for speed. It's hard to overstate how this new C8 Vet has improved compared to earlier incarnations. The 2021 Corvette Stingray is available as either a coupe with a removable roof panel or a traditional convertible. The three trim levels are 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT, each one building off the last with features and available options. All are powered by a mid-mounted 6.2-liter V8. That engine makes 490 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, and it sends its power to the rear wheels through an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. The base model Corvette is the 1LT, and it has a starting price of $59,000. Highlights of the base model 1LT include leather seats, keyless entry with push-button start, a 12-inch digital instrument display, an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, 4G LTE Wi-Fi internet connection, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration, a 10-speaker Bose audio system, and rear parking sensors. The 2LT is the next trim level. It has a starting price of $67,200. The 2LT offers a wider variety of standard features such as heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, a navigation system, a 14-speaker Bose audio system, wireless smartphone charging, a performance data recorder, head-up display, digital rear-view mirror, and blind spot monitor with rear cross-traffic alert. At the top of the lineup, you have the 3LT trim, and it starts at $71,850. It comes with GT2 sport seats, premium leather upholstery, leather-wrapped interior panels, and a suede headliner. Optional is the Z51 Performance Package, and it's available on all three trim levels and comes with significant upgrades to the powertrain and chassis. Corvettes with the Z51 package get a slight bump in power, up to 495 in horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, thanks to a performance exhaust system. Other Z51 upgrades include a heavy-duty cooling system, a Z51 specific suspension tuning with adaptive dampers, electronic limited slip differential, and grippier tires. Other significant options, depending on the trim, include adaptive suspension dampers for non-Z51 cars, competition sports seats with additional bolstering, a front-end lift system to help minimize scraping on driveways and speed bumps, transparent or carbon fiber roof for the coupe, and various paint stripe schemes and carbon fiber trim. Okay, let's jump into this build and price review of the 2021 Chevy Corvette. We're going to build and price a base model Stingray. But real quick, before we get started, I just want to remind you to take a look at some of my other related build and price reviews. I've put links down in the description below. I don't do a lot of super sports cars these days because SUVs and all those other things are just so popular. But I did recently do a build and price review of the 2021 Porsche 718 Cayman GT4, and that is a very nice car. I also did the 2021 Audi R8 Spyder V10 Performance, and I like Audis, and that is a beautiful exotic sports car for sure. So, after you watch this video, make sure you watch those other videos as well. Okay, so before we actually jump into the build and price, let's go over some of the features of the 2021 Chevy Corvette. And we'll go through the gallery and things like that. And then when we get done, then we'll jump over to the Chevy configurator and we'll spec out our Corvette. Here we can see that there are new graphics and colors for 2021. They say full-length dual racing stripes. There's stinger stripes. And I'm looking at that in the middle here, and they're available in carbon flash, edge red. They give you all the different colors. And lastly, there are new exterior colors. There's a new red mist metallic tint coat, and there's a new silver flare metallic. There's a new interior color as well that's called Sky Cool Gray, and it's got accent yellow stitching, and it's got seatbelt accents that I would assume are also in yellow. So here's the gallery. I used some of the images during the intro a moment ago. They say they have 38 photos. A lot of them will probably be exterior photos, but they're going to have some exterior or interior photos as well. So let's jump through this gallery, check all that out. Okay, so here we are, exterior gallery photos. We're going to go through them really quick. How do you feel about the Corvette, the new Corvette, the redesign? I think it's okay. I see them on the road. I actually saw a blue one just like this on the road the other day. It was coming towards me. And yep, I get it. They're very nice, and I see used ones all the time, and they're like $100 and something thousand all the time for a used one. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know if it's that attractive to me. I don't know. I think I like a Corvette the way they used to be, I guess, like a C6 Corvette. I like those. So yeah, but this new one, it's cool. Obviously, it's very modern and it's super fast, and it's gonna have all those great things. And the interior is gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with the interior. So yeah, look at the whole ribbon of buttons along there. That reminds me of old school Porsche Panamera stuff right there for sure. A lot of stuff there. I guess that's all your HVAC is right down there too. Here you've got your push button transmission. That seems to be the thing, the push-button transmission. Everybody's going to that. I see it a lot in SUVs, but this is the first time I've seen it in like a non-SUV, I guess. So, yeah, that's interesting. I see some ambient lighting under there. It's a very nice interior. It's striking in this red here. And I think these might be those GT2 seats, I think. But I know when we go over the features, we'll be able to look at all the seat stuff. Here's our high-end Bose Performance Series, and they're just showing some different color interiors. Here's a close-up shot of that ribbon of buttons for your seats and your HVAC and all that, and your speakers. This is probably up on the dashboard there. We can see some suede or Alcantara in there, and we can see the suede on the headliner up here because there's the rearview mirror right there. And I think this is the top of the roof panel. And wow, look at that. You've got like a double flat bottom steering wheel. I mean, it's very racy in here. Look at the deeply bolstered seats. Super racy. Love the colors. It's very, very nice. I think we have one more photo to go. Yep. You can throw some golf clubs in the back like everybody golfs. I don't golf, but you can throw enough stuff, the equivalent. I guess a golf bag is big. And so, yeah, you can throw some stuff in there. Okay, moving on here, let's talk about the design features for the 2021 Corvette. They say it's a mid-engine masterpiece. Here, they're showing us a beautiful shot. You can see right through to the engine. It's got a transparent cover over it. It's the LT2 power plant. It's a V8 engine. And yeah, they say visible through the rear hatch window. That's only in the coupe. Then if we move along to where it says intakes here, now what are we talking about? So they're talking about the front end here. And when they say intakes, they're talking about right over here, underneath the lights, down in the front, that whole front fascia. They say it's got a distinctive front end. It features dual intakes. So yeah, definitely out here on the sides there. And it's designed to get as much air as possible to the vehicle because it's got to be cooled. These new cars make a lot of horsepower. They got a lot of performance, but that also creates a lot of heat. And so just as much about making power as it is about keeping these things cool for sure. So moving on here to aesthetics, they say there's ultra light. I guess it's got a staggered wheel setup. You got 19-inch wheels in the front, 20-inch wheels available in the back, and there are two designs with two spoke styles. They say the door handles and hatch and hood releases have been hidden for a clean appearance and improved aerodynamics. I would assume that the door release is probably somewhere under there, I guess. I don't know, though. So finally over here, they talk about drive synergy. And so they say forward-thinking mid-engine design. So basically, they're saying that this mid-engine placement allows for a lower cowl. That's the hood and the steering wheel and all that. So you have the utmost in forward vision. I'm sure the visibility is fantastic. Yeah, and speaking of that, visibility and stuff, they're showing it right here. Here's a great shot of it. We can see the whole frame here, where the engine sits, and this is a great shot of what a mid-engine car is. A mid-engine car is, yes, it's in the back, but it's in front of the rear axle, right? You can see the rear axle would be right there, and it's in front of the rear axle. And so if it was a rear-engine car like a Porsche 911, the engine is actually behind the rear axle line. Just, I think, these days, but it's behind the rear axle line. So that's the whole thing with this, the mid-engine configuration. And you can see that it does drop that front end really low, and you are going to have, like they said, the utmost in visibility. They also talk about how, you've got that rear weight bias, you've got that engine basically over the back wheels, and so, you've got a lot of traction and stuff like that, so that's cool. Over here, they're just really talking about the convertibles. I'm not into the convertibles, so we're not going to talk about convertibles, but I do see that they say that the convertible adds 77 pounds, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Okay, so here we've got the driver's domain, so they're showing us basically from the driver's perspective here. They've got some little plus tabs that we can click. So we'll do that. Let's click on the steering wheel first here. And they say, yeah, racing design steering wheel. You got a flat top and flat bottom steering wheel. Includes large paddle shifters, audio controls, and a Z mode button. So you got a multi-function steering wheel. Multi-function steering wheel simply means there's buttons on it. You got a storage center there. You got a center console is covered, opens with the push of a button, locks when the vehicle is locked. That's cool. Inside that console, there's 2 USB ports and an audio input jack. And there's a locking glove box that allows you to store some valuables. So this little thing locks when you lock the engine. Here, I guess they're going to tell us about all the controls along this ribbon. Yeah, vertical climate controls, right. Fighter jet inspired or Porsche Panamera. Climate and available heated ventilated seat controls. That's cool. I like that. It was a smart place to put all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Where you're going to put it. You don't want to bury it down in the infotainment system because then you got to scroll through a bunch of menus to get through it or get to it, and that doesn't sound fun. Over here, they're talking about, I thought they were going to say something about the speakers or something. Ultra thin air vents give you the clean appearance of the cockpit style interior. And so, yeah. All right, well, no big deal to me on that one. Let's move on. Okay, so here are those seats that that I was talking about because, what was it? The 3LT, does it get the GT2 seats? Yeah, available on the 2LT, standard on the 3LT. Yeah, the GT2 seats. Carbon fiber trim, da-da-da-da-da. And then you've got your standard GT1 seat. Actually, nothing wrong with that seat at all. I like this seat, standard on the 1LT and the 2LT. And then you got the competition seat. It's all right. I mean, literally, it's okay. All right, you got the competition thing, and I get it. Some people are going to want to do that. But nay, I'll pass on that. I might be interested in the GT2 seat, but not really. We're going to build and price out the base model. So the GT2 seat's not even going to be available to us. We're going to do a 1LT. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the performance features of the 2021 Chevy Corvette. I mean, after all, that's what this car is all about. I mean, they redesigned it to look like this, ultimately for the sake of performance. Okay, so let's talk about the horsepower and torque, right? They all come with the same engine, whether you get the 1LT, 2LT, or 3LT. The only way that you can get a little bit more horsepower is if you get the Z51 package, but the base power numbers are 495 horse, 470 pound-feet of torque. Here they're talking about the intake for the Corvette, and it talks about how it maximizes torque and airflow for every cylinder. And it has an 87 millimeter throttle body attached to it. You've got a very beautiful exhaust system. They're talking about the exhaust manifolds, performance stainless steel headers run directly into split volume catalytic converters, which are packaged for maximum efficiency. Right, there's not much space back there. So yeah, beautiful exhaust system. And it's also a beautiful piece of engineering as well. And finally here, they're talking about the dry sump oiling system. Any car that's a high-performance car that can pull a lot of lateral Gs, a lot of cornering force, you run a possibility of starving the engine for oil, because during the G-force cornering, that oil can get sucked into different sides of the engine. So by having this dry sump system that uses, they use 3 scavenge pumps, they can ensure that, critical areas that could get a little lean on oil don't. Moving on to some other performance features for the 2021 Corvette. Up at the top here, we're looking at the transmission. You got that standard dual clutch transmission, lightning quick shifts. It's an automatic transmission. There's no deceleration between shifts. And they say your lap times will benefit too. Yeah, how many people are taking their Vettes out to the track? Give me a break with that stuff already. And then down below, they got the magnetic ride control. That's their big deal suspension system. And they say magnetic ride control is available without the Z51 performance package. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the technology features for the Corvette. There's the Chevy Infotainment 3 with an 8-inch diagonal color touchscreen. There's that front lift system so you don't scrape on speed bumps. There's heads-up display, which I love, but you got to get at least a 2LT to get that, so we're not going to have that with the 1LT. So let's check out all the technology features real fast. Well, that's very, very nice here. Here you got the higher tier tech. This is the 12-inch diagonal reconfigurable digital instrument display, and incorporates all driver information and features in 3 distinct themes. There's available enhanced navigation. There's available Bose 14-speaker audio system. There's simplified Bluetooth with NFC pairing. That's near-field communication. There's 4G LTE. There's wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well. There's 2 other slides here for pictures. I guess this is your wireless phone charger, I suppose there. And that's probably optional. And then there's that Bose 14-speaker audio system with the nice aluminum, or aluminum looking, at least at the very least, speaker grill covers. So this is cool. I like the available performance data recorder. This is really all about going out to the track and capturing acceleration, braking, gear choice, all that kind of stuff. But I would like it for going to, I have a channel. I'd like it for going to do scenic drives and still be able to have that stuff up on the screen. That would be cool. But yeah, so you got the performance data recorder. There's also a valet mode that you can use to monitor your Vette when others are behind the wheel. So that's cool. Okay, so here we have the front lift system. It's an available system, so you can lift your Corvette so you don't, almost 2 inches. So that way, and it only takes less than 3 seconds to do this, so you can clear low obstacles like speed bumps or steep driveways. So there's also these drive modes. There's a driver mode selector, and so you can electronically calibrate up to 12 performance variables on screen to ready your Stingray for any road. There's also a My mode and Z mode that let you personalize performance even further. Here's some quick dimensions. You got 37.9 inches of headroom. You got 42.8 inches of leg room. You got 54.4 inches of shoulder room. This vehicle is 182.3 inches long and 48.6 inches high. So there was some quick specs. Now let's jump over to the configurator and do our build. Okay, so I said we were going to do the base model Stingray, the 1LT, and we're going to. Starts at $68,995, 8-speed dual clutch transmission, 6.2-liter engine, 495 horse, 465 pound-feet of torque. Let's go choose our colors. Okay, so let's go through these colors. This color here is torch red, Arctic white, black, ceramic matrix gray, Elkhart Lake blue, silver flare, accelerate yellow, rapid blue, and red mist. I think that we'll just stick with the black. I think you can't go wrong with the black, and that just looks good. It looks good. The ones that I saw one in one of those, the rapid blue or whatever that was, the upgraded blue color. And yeah, I think with all the lines and sharp angles on this car, I think that needs to be toned down. I think the black looks good, so we're going to do one in black. Over here, they've got a bevy of what kind of racing stripes and decals and all that. We don't want any of those. As far as interior is concerned, we've got jet black Mulan leather. You can do the Sky Cool Gray. Let's see what that looks like. So here's that Sky Cool Gray. Here's the Adrenaline Red. And then, of course, you got the Jet Black. You can't go wrong with the Jet Black, but I think we're going to go with the Adrenaline Red. Okay, so moving on in our build, we are now on packages. And so there's not much. There's that Z51 Performance package. It's $6,000. You know, and it does bump you up. But, you know, if you're trying to get this car at a nice price, you know, it's only giving you a few extra horsepower. Yeah, a little bit. It's not, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I think we're going to skip the Z51. I think it's cool, but we'll skip it. There's other things, too. There's an engine appearance package. And what does that include? Well, they just have this little chintzy pop-up here. Carbon fiber closeout panels, LED lighting illuminates the engine compartment. $1,000 for a light. Okay, no. Roadside safety package, no. Stingray appearance package, genuine Corvette accessory. Graphics, no. I was out at stickers. I don't want stickers on my car. Contour liner protection package, you mean like, you know, floor mats? We can get that at the dealer anytime. So over here on packages, there's 5 packages, and we are 0 for 5 because we don't want any of them. We might, however, be interested in different sets of wheels. Let's just click on each one and see what they look like. So here's the standard wheels. We see those right there. And then they have those wheels, 5-spoke open, which these wheels are, but then in carbon flash painted. They're $995. Let's see what those. That looks really, really, really good. That looks really good with that Adrenaline Red. And even if you did that in all black, you can't really go wrong with your interior. You really can't. But wow, that looks stunning. So far, these are the wheels I want. And if you watch this channel, you know I never pick black wheels. Okay, these are the 5-spoke Trident wheels, and these are pretty nice. They're nice, but I think they also offer these Trident wheels in black. So let's see. Well, they actually call it Spectra Gray. So no, they don't offer it in black. And they're all the same size. 19 inches in the front, 20 inches in the back, staggered wheel setup. So, you know, you're not getting a bigger wheel and tire package or anything like that. They're all the same. They're just different looks. And so based on that, I think we're going to go with the all black ones. Those wheels were actually the cheapest option. They're the cheapest upgrade anyway. $995. You know, they throw on the Michelin Pilot Sport all season tires. That's the way I want to go. 245, 35, 19s up front, 305, 30, 20s in the back. And then you could also get the summer tires if you want it. We're not going to do that. Mechanical options, electronic limited slip, performance rear axle. That's all Z70 or Z51 stuff. We're not doing any of that, so we're going to skip over all that. We could do bright red painted calipers if we wanted. So they got bright red. They've got edge red, edge yellow. Let's see what the red painted calipers look like. All right, well, the calipers are pretty nice. Those wheels aren't quite as black as I thought they were from this angle, but they're still cool. And, well, honestly, you know what? Based on the fact that they're a little lighter, I think I might rather go with the Trident wheel. The Trident wheel's like $1,500 wheel upgrade. But, yeah, now that I see that those wheels aren't like black before, we're going to go with the Trident wheel. And I think, yeah, a little splash of color. We'll just go straight red on the brake caliper. We'll leave it at that. They do have a performance exhaust system for $1,200. I think we should get that for sure. So we're getting the performance exhaust system. Here's other exterior options, 44. And it's just silly things. They do have some other wheels, but I had clicked on that earlier, and the wheels didn't change, so we're not going to mess with that. But let me try it one more time. No, that doesn't work. I have this clicked. It says 5 open spoke, and we know that we have the Trident wheel, so it didn't do anything besides change the price. So we're going to unclick that. I just wanted to show you that, in fact, it did not work. There's center caps, lug nuts, our wheel locking kits, lug nuts, and stuff like that, fender hash marks, all that kind of stuff, engine covers, spoilers, rocker panel extensions, front and rear splash guards, body color accent, exterior accents, visible carbon fiber grille inserts, a whole bunch of, I don't know, stuff I don't think we need. So then we move on to the interior here. We could upgrade to the navigation system for $1,800, but you know what? I think we actually should. Let's do that. Oh, but in order to do that, we have to add the performance data and video recorder for another $1,800. So it's a really expensive endeavor, and I'm just going to tap out on that. I'll just tap out on that. We'll get the infotainment 3. We'll leave it at that. Here you got the interior options. We got the GT1 bucket seats. We got the black seat belts. You know, you can do seat belts in different colors. We're not going to mess with any of that. Down here, they're talking about carpet mats or all-weather floor liners. Do you want your steering wheel wrapped in microfiber? No, I don't. Cargo nets. You know, other accessories that you could pick up from the dealer at any time. Like here, they're showing a 2-piece leather travel bags, things like that. Let's take a look at those, though. Well, those bags look quite nice, but they're $1,500, so they should be nice. Okay, safety options down here, which is basically a first aid kit, highway safety kit. We don't need any of that. And then we're over here on the accessories, and we're not going to do any of the accessories. Chevrolet is General Motors. You know that if you watch this channel, you know what I'm about to say. Because anytime I do any kind of General Motors car, down here at the accessories, they've got like all these silly things, right? Like tools, for instance, tool kits. Unrelated, I could go build and price, I could go build and price an SUV, right? And they will offer the same toolkit for $149. So this stuff is just not relevant to any car. You can buy this stuff anytime at the dealer. We're not going to waste any time talking about it. Okay, so on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you found this build-in price review of the 2021 Chevy Corvette 1LT, Stingray 1LT, that's your base model, helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I'm going to tell you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the very next video.